Her feet were wet when she came in this morning. I don't think she has anything warmer. She said it quietly to the supply closet rather than to anyone in particular, standing in front of the shelf of donated winter coats and extra socks that Milford Early Learning Center kept for exactly these moments. The closet had coat. It had socks. It did not have shoes in a size 4 for a 4-year-old named Blythe, who had arrived that Tuesday morning in November with sneakers that had a split sole and no insulation and feet that had gone cold on the walk from the bus stop. Her name was Wren Calloway, 25 years old, second year of teaching the pre-K class. She had gone to the supply closet on her planning period and stood there for 4 minutes, and then she had put on her coat, walked 3 blocks to the children's shoe section of the discount store on Merchant Street, and bought a pair of waterproof boots in a size 4 with a pink Velcro strap that she knew Blythe would approve of. She had spent $31. She had $214 in her account until Friday. She put the boots in a paper bag and set them by Blythe's cubby without announcement. When Blythe found them at dismissal, she looked at them, then at Wren, with the wide-eyed solemnity of someone receiving something they have wanted to pretend they didn't need. "Are they mine?" Blythe said. "They're yours," Wren said. "Your other ones need a rest." Blythe put them on with focused concentration. She stood up. She looked at her feet. "They're pink," she said. "I thought you'd like pink," Wren said. Blythe looked up at her with the expression of a child who has been seen in the precise way they needed to be seen. She didn't say anything. She just hugged Wren's legs once, briefly and completely, and went to get her backpack. Her father arrived at pickup that day and did not know about the boots until Blythe showed him on the front steps, lifting each foot with the careful pride of someone presenting evidence of something important. His name was Callan Vore, 33 years old, founder and CEO of Vore Education Technology, a company that built digital learning platforms for under-resourced school districts. He had started it 6 years ago from a genuine belief that the gap between what well-funded and underfunded schools offered children was a problem with a partial technological solution. His company served 41 districts. He cared about this work in the way people care about things they built from a real place. He looked at the boot, then at Blythe's face. Then he went back inside. Wren was straightening the reading corner when he appeared in the classroom doorway. She looked up. "The boots," he said. "Her sneakers had a split sole," she said simply. "Her feet were wet." He was quiet for a moment. "You bought them yourself." "It was close to the school," she said. Not defending, just explaining. He looked at the classroom, the reading corner with its careful arrangement, the student work on the walls, the supply cubby labels made from hand-cut paper because the printer had been out of label sheets for 2 months. He looked at the woman who had spent her own money on his daughter's feet and had put the boots by the cubby without making it into anything that required Blythe to feel anything complicated about it. "Let me pay you back," he said. "You really don't have to." "I know," he said. "I'd like to." He paused. "Can I ask you something?" She nodded. "How long has this classroom been waiting for a working printer?" She blinked, looked at the hand-cut labels. "About 6 weeks," she said. He nodded slowly. "I'll come back Thursday," he said. "If that's all right." He came back Thursday with a printer. Not the school's. His company had a surplus from a recent office upgrade, and he had called the center's director on Wednesday and asked the right questions and learned that the pre-K classroom's equipment request had been sitting in an approval queue for 3 months. He brought the printer himself, carried it in from his car, set it up in 20 minutes while Blythe sat in the reading corner being read to by Wren's assistant. When he was done, he stood in the doorway with the expression of a man who has done a small thing and knows it is a small thing and is trying to figure out if there is a larger one available. "Your company does EdTech," Wren said. She had looked him up Wednesday evening. Not because she'd suspected anything, because Blythe had mentioned the name once and Wren had been curious. 41 districts, he said. "But not this one," she said. "No," he said. She looked at the printer. "Why not? Our platform needs a minimum infrastructure level to run properly, he said. Districts like this one, underfunded, older devices, we haven't found a way to make it work without the infrastructure being there first. He paused. We've been trying to solve that problem for 2 years. She was quiet for a moment. I have a graduate certificate in instructional technology, she said. I wrote my capstone on adaptive learning for under-resourced environments. A pause. I never found a job in the field. This was what was available. He looked at her. What did your capstone propose? She told him. Clearly, precisely, without the performance of someone pitching. Just the direct explanation of someone who has thought about something carefully for a long time and is answering a genuine question. He listened the way he listened in board meetings when something mattered, which was completely. The infrastructure problem, he said slowly. You're describing a lightweight offline sync model. Essentially, she said. The platform adapts to what the device can handle instead of requiring the device to meet the platform. He was very still for a moment. We've been approaching it from the wrong direction, he said. More to himself than to her. She looked at him. Have you? We've been trying to upgrade the infrastructure, he said. You're saying adapt the product. He paused. That's a different problem. One we might actually be able to solve. Blythe appeared at the classroom door, having completed her reading session and arrived to reclaim her father. She looked at both adults with the assessing attention of a child who knows something is happening. Are you talking about school stuff? She said. Yes, Ren said. Is it important? It might be, her father said. He looked at Ren. Could I buy you coffee sometime? To keep talking about this. Ren looked at Blythe, who had already moved to her cubby to collect her boots and put them on with the focused efficiency of someone with a system. She looked at the printer, humming quietly on the supply shelf. She looked at this man who had come back on a Thursday to fix a small thing and had found, in the conversation that followed, something that might be a large one. Thursday afternoon's work, she said. After pickup. Thursday it is, he said. Blythe stood up in her pink boots and announced that she was ready and that they should stop talking now. Her father looked at her with the full warmth of someone who has spent the afternoon unexpectedly reminded of what he built his company for. Buy the shoes. Fix the small thing. Then stay long enough to find the large one. Kindness opens doors, and sometimes the door leads somewhere neither of you expected to go. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let's spread more stories of kindness and hope together.